What those who are still listening, and thank you for staying on, can be aware of is that we do this at 11 o'clock every day, 6 days a week. We're going Sunday through Friday. We call it 11 at 11, and sometimes we call it Stewart Speaks. Stewart Speaks will be doing this throughout the primaries, and that's not just New Hampshire. We're in this till California. If you've got a presence in New Hampshire, I'd like to have a sign for you. Because Bill, my photographer, others around want to get little pods of Stewart for Liberty out there. So that at 11 o'clock, it's not just you hearing good words, everyone can. And if you want to email us, stewartforliberty@gmail.com, I then answer your questions a little before 12. So it's a continuing dialogue. I didn't tell Howie's audience this, but I don't have, and I never will, even if I get well funded, I'm not going to have a campaign consultant. Who needs them? Yeah, Jeb Bush has oodles of consultants, and what, 4% of the vote? Who are my consultants? Every one of you who email me, who I can speak to, who are real. And that goes back to where I started. Why did I talk today about Andrew Jackson? Well, Bill knows. He's the supposed head of my Democrat Party. He was the first president to use the word Democrat. But we can't use his name today. If you're in progressive leadership, no, Andrew Jackson and Thomas Jefferson, they're bad words because they owned slaves. It was legal. They treated them well. But because they were slave owners, my progressive leadership doesn't want to hear their names. Last week, they had in New Hampshire the annual fundraiser. It used to be called Jefferson Jackson Day. Remember that? Well, no longer. It's called by progressives JJ Day because they're afraid to use that terminology, Jefferson, Jackson. No, we don't want to hear about them. Bill, Hillary, Bernie, they didn't even give reference to the progenitors of a once proud party. I'm no longer proud of the leadership of my party. I'm happy to be a Democrat for real Democrats. That may be small d Democrats. Interested in democracy, as Jackson was. He was a president who got rid of almost all the elites that preceded him in the bureaucracy. He ended up ditching the elites in favor of ordinary people who could run the government just as well. Because you know what? Running the government, it's not that hard. Ordinary people can balance budgets better than extraordinary politicians. Ordinary people have an idea about choice, which a lot of our current politicians don't. Andrew Jackson said, I'm bringing that into my administration. To heck with the elites in there. And ladies and gentlemen, this candidate would do the same. Stewart for Liberty is about popular people with good wisdom. And that's where I go back to talk radio. I don't have campaign consultants because I don't need them. And talk radio, which has probably a wiser audience than the leaders of my Democrat Party on any given day. I'd rather listen to one of Howie Carr or Jeff Kuhner's callers than I would to the leaders of my party. They've gotten so askew, they really don't represent what Democrats used to. I call myself a JFK Democrat. John F. Kennedy of 55 years ago would not recognize the Democrat Party today. He would not be in this party, or he would try to move this party back to its moorings, as I hope to do. I will be here throughout the primaries. That's New Hampshire, which is the most important. And those who could help Stewart for Liberty between now and February 9th, we'd love it. Please ask for a sign if you can. Hold these 11 at 11 events. We'll be there every morning. Bring hot toddy, bring hot spiced wine if you want. Call it your water cooler, okay? This can be where you and a few staffers meet. Take a morning break. You'll hear me at 11. You can convene a little bit more, a little before 12. Thank you all for listening here. I'm grateful. Merry Christmas.